welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be drawing some positivity. So I'm basically going to be drawing a teacup with tea, and the steam coming from it is going to have a positive quote. So grab your sketchbooks and let's get started. So I'm going to start by drawing the basic outline of a cup. Also, sorry about the lighting, I don't know why, but sometimes the camera was focusing on the wrong thing and you couldn't see the drawing very clearly. But I just finished drawing the basic cup, and now I'm just gonna draw the handle part. So at first the handle part looked like it was too high, so I just erased it with my kneaded eraser and I made it a little bit lower. So I just finished drawing the handle, and now I'm drawing like a small plate underneath it. I couldn't really get this part right, so I had to erase it a few times and redraw it. I wanted the bottom to be a perfect circle. Well, more like an oval. But since I couldn't really get that, I had to erase it a few times and redraw it. Once it was the way I wanted, I drew the bottom part of the plate. Since it looks like an empty teacup, I'm just going in and drawing the actual tea in the teacup. After this, I looked at the plate and I noticed that it was not symmetrical at all. So I went in and erased it a few times and tried to make it as symmetrical as possible. So then I thought that the plate, it was too weird, like the shape, so I kind of just adjusted it a little bit. Then I started drawing the tea bag. I just drew the tea bag so people would know what exactly was in the cup. I'm gonna use watercolors and color this whole thing. But right now I'm drawing a string and a label attached to the tea bag. Like I said before, I'm gonna draw a positive quote coming out from the teacup like steam. So that's what I'm doing now, since I finished drawing the teacup and tea bag and the plate. So the quote that I used was, "Focus on the good," and I thought this was a really nice quote. I just wrote it in a wavy way to make it look like it was steam coming from the tea. So I just finished drawing, and now I'm going to start watercoloring everything in. First, I'm going to start with the tea bag. I wanted to make a a dark to light gradient. On the bottom, there's going to be a blackish brown, a dark brown, and on the top, it's going to be a light brown. I wanted to make it splotchy so it actually looked like tea. Then I added some water to lighten everything up since it looked very dark. I also placed a paper underneath the page because I wasn't sure if the watercolors would go underneath the paper. But after I added the water, it looked like I added too much, so I went in with the tissue and I soaked up the water. After that, I really liked how it looked. It looks like an old map. It's not exactly what I was going for, but I think it still looks good. Anyways, right now I'm drawing the tea. At first I was just gonna paint it in one color, but then I started to make darker parts and lighter parts to show that it was 3D and it was taking the shape of the cup. This was actually a pretty fun part. I enjoyed doing this. I also went in with the tissue and lightened everything up since it did look very dark. But this is how the tea looks, and I really like it. I wanted to leave this mostly white, and I wanted to add like little bits of pink. But later it just looked like a light pink cup, and I actually think it looks pretty nice. After I went in with a plain coat of pink, I just got a little bit darker pink and added it in some spots. Then I kind of blended it out, and I tried to shade this. I wanted the cup to look as 3D as possible. Now I'm using a little darker pink to kind of outline the cup. I know in real life a cup wouldn't really have like an outline, but I just wanted to make sure that you couldn't really see the pencil lines, and I wanted everything to kind of stand out a little bit more. Next, it was time for the handle. This was actually pretty easy since I didn't really do any shading or anything. What I did is I went in with the light pink color that I used for the cup, and I just colored everything in. Now I'm just going to paint the little tag the same color as the teacup. Now I'm going to outline the plate. I'm just going to use the same dark pink that I used for the outlining of the cup. When I finish outlining, I'm just going to outline the tea bag and the string. So I'm just starting to shade in the plate, and also I'm sorry, it's kind of glitchy. It's not very clear. I'm not sure why. But I think the cup, and the plate look very similar. The color, you can see the difference when where each one ends, but I don't really like the fact that they're both pink, but I think it's fine. I just outlined the quote darker and I just did some finishing touches. But this is the end result and I think it looks really nice. This is a great gift to give somebody. I'm really happy with this result and I can't wait to do more drawings like this. Well, that's it for this video, guys. See you next time. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye!